I'm in the IHRSA live studio with Richard Pearce, owner and president of Frog Fitness. Richard, tell us a little bit about Frog Fitness.
Well, thank you so much for having me here first to begin with. But the best way to describe Frog Fitness is it is the next big thing in fitness. We set out to design a product that was unlike anything you see, not only here in the show, but the fitness industry worldwide. And that's an easy statement to make, but it's another thing to back it up. And anybody that's gone by our booth today, by far the busiest booth in the place, I think we've kind of shown that. The product was designed with the high intensity interval training in mind. Something I've always said to people, if you look at a long distance runner or a marathon runner, sure, they're in wonderful shape, but they often look emaciated, they look like they're about to fall over. Juxtapose that with a Olympic sprinter or an NFL running back. Olympic sprinters are usually told not to sprint more than 4 or 5 times a day, yet they got legs like tree trunks that are covered in veins. What the Frog is a way to let the entire body from the waist up to sprint. So in a matter of a minute and a half, your body can accomplish what that Olympic sprinter does in a quick 40, 60, 80-yard dash, something like that. Only your whole body's involved. It's the equivalent of doing a squat, a military press, and an ab wheel at the same time.
You're trying to kill everybody.
Yes. Well, I don't want to kill them all because their check has to clear first. But after that, it's up to them. Actually, we're trying to help make a healthier America. We have a problem, not only in America, but worldwide. And the number one excuse is I simply don't have the time.
Right.
Well, the Frog's here now. And in less than 60 seconds, you can train every major muscle group in your body. We've had, I don't want to make up a number, but well over 1,000 people go through and try that today who walked in and said, it's not possible, I can't do it. All day we have heard, I finished an hour step class, I did an hour on a treadmill, and I did not feel what I felt in, we have 50 feet of booth. The whole thing, they can't go to the end, so we got to cut off at 35 feet. And people are telling us all day long, in 35 feet, I feel my biceps, my triceps, my chest, my back, my glutes, my legs, my everything, and most of all, your core. Most people walk in, they want to get that six-pack, they want to get that core tightened up, and they think it's hours and hours of drudgery of running on a treadmill and doing sit-ups. And that's one way you want to do it, but until now there was no other way to do it, and now there is.
So Frog Fitness isn't just HIIT training, it's maximal HIIT training. You don't expect your people to do a 60, 90-minute class with a frog, do you?
There are no human beings nor aliens that can do 5 minutes. You might as well say, I'll climb a rope for 5 minutes. No, you will not. No, you will not. Now, because of the way the product was built, it has variable resistance. So you can go from as low as just 20 pounds of resistance all the way up to 240 pounds of resistance. Now, my partner, the fitness legend, Mike O'Hearn, anybody that's ever seen Mike is a little bit of a freak of nature, a man who does 180-pound freehand curls. He doesn't do the 240 pounds for more than 3 reps. So I think we're okay there. I think we're going to be all right. And one of the neatest aspects is you can use the product right here in the studio. You can put it in your living room, you can put it in your office, and use it right in place, and it'll expand and contract right there. But one of the things I was such a stickler about was we wanted to have a clutch mechanism that will allow you to just turn the knob, and now you lock it into a forward position, and with each rotation, you race forward like an inchworm, more or less. So you could take it out to a football field, to a soccer field, a basketball court, anywhere that you have the space to be able to let this thing race. And you put 2 of them side by side, a race is going to break out. And we just, every single time, 100% of the time, we've brought this out to a high school, a university football coach, anybody like that. All we do is put 2 of them in and say, give me your 2 best athletes. I want to make it from this end zone to that. We've had 1 athlete that ever did that. They usually make it about 50 or 60 yards. And then they real quick find out whether there's a 2-inch safety pad on there because they lay there in their own sweat trying to yell at their coach, I don't want a frog no more.
So why is it that you found it important to present the frog here at IHRSA 2016?
Well, I think the timing, most of all, was fantastic for us with the R&D and me being such a pain in the butt with wanting things to be right, to get it done, that it just lined up. And where else are you going to go, really, that you're going to have this many people who are into the fitness industry that are looking for something new? Now, I don't know the show as well as perhaps you do, I'm sure, but I know what seems to me there's a lot of people that are coming here for the necessary evil. My stuff's wearing out, I gotta buy new equipment. That's the stuff nobody wants to do. The other people are looking for what's new, exciting, that's trendy, that I really need to have. Well, that's us. And the other thing is, how can I better monetize some of my gym? How can I make more money off of this? And doing group fitness classes that literally in 10 to 12 minutes, that's a long time with the Frog. So you can monetize this and be able to the turnovers that you could have if it was a restaurant, the table turns you could do are outrageous. So instead of saying, well, I can have a spin class an hour long and I'll do one every 3 hours, you could literally every 20 minutes reset the stage and do another set of this if you had the customer base to bring them in, because no one's going longer than that on it. They're not going to do it.
So as the president of Frog Fitness, where do you see your company going in the next 5 to 10 years?
This is my 7th company. We've been lucky. This is the first one I can honestly say I started on purpose. The rest went from the gamut of I invented portable snow melting mats that melted mats for the software industry, the cash register industry, clothing industry. All of them always started by mistake, and all of them ended very, very well. At both public and private companies. This one we definitely want to keep to ourselves. We're pretty happy with it, and we'll continue to expand worldwide. If today all the contracts that signed go through, we picked up 11 new countries that are very actively looking to help spread this thing around, because there just is nothing like it. There's just not. And the amount of intellectual property we put into it, I would say this, as a CEO for, gosh, I hate to show how old I am, I'm close to 30 years now. If you really at this stage of the game think you know where the world's going to take you, you're kidding yourself. What you got to do is be ready for where the world wants to pull you, because where you think your customer base may be, it probably isn't very often. What I mean by that is the true grunt and sweat guys that I got nothing but respect for, where if the bar's not bending, it doesn't count. That's not my customer. It's not my customer. My customer is the real athlete that's trying to make it in college, high school, pro, some kind of league like that, CrossFit people that want to max out everything they got and prove that they can go a little farther than anybody else. That's our customer all day long. And they'll come in skeptical every single time and leave with a credit card handed out to us and go, I got to have one of those. It's a pretty neat feeling to have.
Now, you've come up with a product that is so innovative, it's so creative, and it really works. How do you feel that IHRSA 2016 is helping you this year?
Where else could you get in front of this many people this quickly and allow them to come try the product? You can read all the ads you want. My ad doesn't say anything different than everybody else's ad. We're the best, we're great, you ought to try us. This is a chance to let you walk in and quite frankly, put your money where your mouth is. Give me 60 seconds of your life. If I'm lying to you, then walk away. No one's walked away because we're not lying.
Well, that's just absolutely incredible. For those people that have not had any exposure to Frog Fitness, Richard, could you tell them where they can find out more about you?
Well, the best place to look for is thenextbigthinginfitness.com for one reason. The frog is the next big thing in fitness. Period.
There you go. There you have it. And Frog Fitness is here at IHRSA 2016.